Hello everybody, good evening. This is Cheryl, and I was just crafting today, basically fussy cutting. I have envelopes completely full that I have to sort through now, and I just thought I'd take a break, and I thought, I owe so many videos because I had promised a video on something I had created and sent a picture of it, a small little video I made of it, and I had told a lot of people that I was going to make a video of it on Wednesday. However, excuse me, I wasn't feeling well, and I'm feeling much better, so I decided to do some fussy cutting, and one thing led to another, and I found myself creating some more of these. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn on my camera and I'm going to video how I do make these. And what they are is they're just little envelopes that I make, pocket envelopes. This one happens to have a paper clip on it, and it just flips up like this. And so far I just have a bookmark in it that I've sewn around. This is fabric, some antique fabric, and some collaging on the back, and just some collaging on, the front. It was made with tea stain paper, and I just covered it. So I thought, oh, and I made this little dangle. I'm not a jewelry person at all. I've never made jewelry. I wish I could, but that's about my beading experience right there. I'm learning. And just a little covered paper clip to close it. And I still have to make a tag for it. I thought, I'm just going to bring some people along with me. So I hope you enjoy it. And I really would like to get to know more people, and I'd like to build my channel. And I just thought, if I turn on my camera, maybe I will. So good to have you here. And so what I've done so far is I've made this part. So actually, I'm going to finish this, and that's why I turn on my camera. And then when I'm finished with it, I'll show you the base and how to do it. So currently, I have taken one of my French script letters, and I have just scanned it into my computer. So when I need one, I just can print it out. And so that's what I've done. This one does not have any tea stain paper. I made it just out of the French document. And then when I lifted it up, I realized, oh, well, that's good. This is going the right way. But this, once I folded it up, it's going upside down. So we're going to fix that. And I thought I'd do that on camera. So, yeah. Anyway, that's as far as I've gotten so far. And what I've done is I found this picture of this dress. It was on a person, but I shrunk it, and I took the person out and cut her out, and then, just put the dress, because I thought it was just a pretty dress that somebody would wear possibly to the Nutcracker. And then I embossed some paper that I had. And it had some greens and reds in it. I love flowers and anything French. So anyway, here I am. And I am at a point now where I need to figure out the rest of this. And here's the pocket right here. Very easy to get in and out of. And it holds a really good sized journaling card and tag. I actually had a journaling card in this one, but I had to take it out for another project that I was working on. Do you ever do that? You're working on a project and it's like, oh no, I need a tag. Oh, well, I have a tag in there and I'm not using that. So that was just my prototype that, I will start to play with something, and it just evolves. I do sketch out some things, but there are days like today that, it's in fussy cutting mode, and I thought, I want to make something. So, and I'm far behind, just like everybody else, but here we are, and I'm going to work on this. So I have this is just a scrap piece of paper. I have a whole box of scraps that I keep my scraps in. And this is, when I fussy cut, I use this, and I keep anything that's white. Oops, that doesn't belong in there because that won't be good. I keep anything that's white in one side, and then I keep anything that's colored in another side, because I like to have my handmade paper that I put in a blender and make paper with. I like my white. And then the colored paper, it doesn't matter. And this gets all torn up. And I like to, it's mostly these little thin pieces that I keep. And then if I do have these pieces, these go into a scrap box that has about this size paper in it. And then, you know, the little thin pieces is what I end up keeping. But anything I can stamp on, I just, I keep that. So, and I'll go through it at the end of the day, after I'm done fussy cutting or cutting at the cutting desk or what have you, which I have over there. It's just a 2-foot table that I can fold up and put anywhere. So, yeah, so I'm going to try and fix this. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn on the camera and I'm going to do it on camera. So far, this is how far I've come. And like I said, I've embossed this piece of paper because I just love the look and I love the texture. It gives it nice texture. And I love the colors in the paper. It's got some red here, so I thought, you know, perfect because, you know, of Christmas and stuff. And, you know, this eventually will go into a Christmas journal. So anyway, on this one, I tea stained the paper. And then I covered it with some damask paper that I had. And then just like did a collage with some French script and the picture and things like that. So, and this is just, these little things are just little tiny sequins, flat back sequins that I put on. So anyway, that's where I am. I've got this part, this fold down part, and oh, I did make it a different size. This one's longer, this one's shorter. So, and you can make them any size. They're very simple. So I just thought I'd, you know, do some collaging. So what I have is I keep a box on my desk. I love to redo boxes. That's another thing that I plan on doing. When I video for the group, when I do my tutorials, whoever subscribes to my channel, of course. And this was just an old box that I got at, I think it was Goodwill at some point. Anyway, I do remember it was 25 cents. And it was blue, dark blue. And so I gessoed it. And then once I finished gessoing it and let it dry, I just decoupaged the napkin. And then I found this little girl, you know, this ballet dancer, French girl. And I put, you know, a little piece of this lace here and put a little sequin there. And this is what I keep all my bits of lace and bits of paper that I use to collage with at my desk. And then I have jars of lace everywhere because I've collected lace and linens for about 33 years. And so yeah, so I keep this on my desk, you know, for bits and pieces. And then I have some papers, you know, to the left of me where I can pull from some digitals that didn't go so well when I printed them out, some words and things. And then to the right of me, I have other envelopes that have, you know, mostly words and sentiments, and I can show you that. I keep them in this kind of a folder, and then when I need something, I'll just rummage through it. And, you know, there's a lot that have been cut out. Most of the things that have been cut out, I've already got in a specific wallet that I made. And I have one of those. I think I showed it in my first video. You can see it on the video where I introduced myself. So I keep that over here in case I need it. So yeah, tags, things like that, I keep to the right of me as well. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to fix this, and that's why I turned on the camera. Not to mention the fact that I've promised some videos, and I really do want to start getting them up. So this hasn't been embossed, as you can see. It's just plain, but I thought it was pretty. It had like the reds and some golds and stuff, and this isn't going to be a very traditional in the fact that, you know, it's got like the plaids and you know, vintage and things like that in it. Although I am working on those as well. So I'll work on anything. I found a great book. So I had a lot of vintage papers. It was copyright 1933 and it was free. So it had some Christmas stories in it. So I did photograph. I scanned some of those pictures into my computer yesterday and made another one, made another envelope, more ephemera, more tags. You can never have enough. So anyway, so how I figured I would fix this, not really fix it because it's not a real big problem. First, I definitely want to do a tag in here. So I suppose I will cut it from here, from the bottom, so that I can fit that in there nicely. So I will use my bottom part possibly for this side. And then I have some pictures, some Christmas pictures over on this side. And some of them are family, some of them are not. I have a whole box. And so between my in-laws and my parents and my husband's grandparents, I was able to fortunately get a lot of those. So anyway, I think I will just start tearing after I decide how short I want this tag. And I think I want to take off about this much so that the tag fits in here nicely with something on the top so that it won't get in the way. So I want to bring it down to this part right here. So I guess I'll just start, I guess I'll cut it first so that I can then start tearing it. And what I'll do is just put it like here so I know where to go, and I'll just cut it there. I don't know about you all, but I have the worst time cutting. Sometimes I can cut really straight and other times I need my cutter. And I found that if you hold the scissors and just cut it along here without taking your scissors and cutting it from here, you get a much straighter line. And I can see just by looking at it that this is not straight, but it will be in 1 second. And now it is. Yeah, perfectly straight. So sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but I have found with using a bigger pair of scissors, which I fussy cut with big scissors too, and unless I get into a very, very small space, then I'll, you know, grab one of my smaller pair of scissors. But anyway, we've got a tag or a journal card, one or the other, and that's gonna fit in there very nicely. And you won't see any white, so that's good. And now what do we want to do with this piece? Let's see, we have lots of different pictures we can use. So I'll have to do a little audition of those. I just love these burgundy colors. There's lots of digital kits and things like that out there right now that have them. Now there's a dress on the front. So I definitely think that I want to go with something a little bit fancy, like, but not, that's definitely, I think, you know, fancy. The girls are dressed up, the boy is looking very handsome and dapper, and the tree's lit, it's very Victorian looking. So I think I'm going to go with that picture. So I've got a picture, and that will be great. And then I've got this piece, which I have no idea where I'm going to put it yet. And then I need some other pieces, which I will go now into my scrap box and kind of sort through and see what I have for paper or perhaps a little piece of lace. I do have a little piece right here. I really don't throw much away. It goes into my little bin box, which is I think a salad or something came in it, but that's what I use it for. And so if you don't throw anything away, you know, like when you're tearing and things like that, if you keep it, you know, both sides are lovely and will look lovely. So I've got a good piece here. Typically I'll do, you know, threes. I don't know why. It's just a number that I always have done when I've done any kind of collage work or even painting. And I dabble in photography. I'm by no means an expert, but I'm a complete novice. But I do really, really enjoy it. So, yeah. So, and I put a little piece here because when I put this piece on, I had these extra pieces and they had glue on them when I tore them off. So I kind of just stuck them so that your eye wouldn't be like right there. So, and that's what my goal is for this. I don't want this piece to be the one that's really sticking out, but yet I want to use it because it's going to be on my tag. And I'll have to put something up there as well. That'll have to be some kind of a collage. So anyway, I like this so far. I'm pretty sure. It definitely, I think, needs to be a child that's going to perhaps either a ballet or a recital of some kind. I think this is great. I really do. I wish I had something for the Nutcracker because that just reminds me of something that you would wear to maybe the Nutcracker or Christmas ball or something like that. So I'm going to go with that. It typically takes me a very long time to make a decision. This one is adorable. It's two little children and she's got some wings on and playing the piano. I have lots of postcards that are Christmassy that I've been fortunate enough to inherit or let's see. I actually think I'll go with that one. Yeah, that's really nice. I think I will do that. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of get rid of this rough edge. And I find that if you tear it backwards, you don't get any white. So you don't really have to ink it or anything like that because you're not getting any white when you do tear it. So I hope you're all doing good today, and I really hope that you stop by and hit the subscribe button. And my goal is basically just to give back to the community that's given me so much in the past 3 years. I have lots of ideas, and I've always loved playing with paper dolls. I just love paper. I love all textiles. I've been collecting textiles for 33 years. I learned to sew when I was in the 3rd grade. So I've been sewing that length of time as well. So I just want to make sure that I have enough of this to put somewhere else because I don't want to overwhelm what I have. So I think I'll just take a little bit more. And again, I'm just going backwards, not forward, because if I do that, then I have this wonderful way of not having to ink. I'm not a very big inker, so I'm just going to take a little bit more of this off. And then I'm just going to kind of make it, I'll roll it up. It's on probably a 45-pound weight photo mat paper, which got stuck in when I was printing the pictures. So I've been tearing it apart and making it softer. And I actually, like I said, I put it through the through my embossing machine. I have a big shot, so, and I emboss a lot of my paper. I think it gives really good character, and up close it looks really nice. So anyway, I think okay, so I've got this piece here, which I think is, it just fits perfectly. It just suits it, I think. And then we'll maybe put that there. And let's see, put this up here. And what is this? I think I will take this off. So how do you like the time change? I like it a lot. Well, see, if I put that there and I put this here, I really can't put this on there. It just doesn't work for me. So I am going to frame this in with that. And I will just kind of crinkle this up a little bit to make it, give it a little bit more texture. And I don't have one of those scraping tools to do the sides, so I just use my fingernails, or I'll use the edge of a scissor. And because this is such a small piece, I'll use a real small pair of scissors and just kind of get that white out, because I don't have my ink right here. I don't use it a lot, so it's in with the rest of my ink pads. So we're gonna put that right there. It actually frames it nice. I've got one here, I've got one there, and I think I need a little small piece maybe. Worry about that in a minute. So I'm just gonna go ahead and commit. Takes me forever, I know. Do any of you have that problem where you just take forever to commit? And then I get the glue on the picture and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't even look at my lace. I didn't look at any lace. Should I put lace? And I'm not going to. Not here. So I do love using textiles and buttons and all kinds of, you know, things like that. And I don't like things to be real, like I said, I don't ink a lot. I do ink, but I prefer to use the pastel chalks. For one reason, they come in a lot of colors, and they don't come off. They stay where they are, and you can get into small places. I'll actually show you in 1 second while I have you here. And I don't want this video to go too long because I don't think I have a lot of time. I've not uploaded a video yet. So, I have. I uploaded my original one. I've uploaded one that I made out of pictures. That's my son's house. He has some horses and 2 children. We just moved to the West Coast a year and a half ago, so I like it over here. I'm in Florida. As you can tell, the window's open. There we go. So we've got, so far, we've got this. And now we can start putting our bits and pieces on, which I'm going to put one, what did I say? I know I wanted to do this. So we're going to do that for sure. Just need a little bit. You know, just a few little drops goes a long way. And I'm not going to put it right up to the picture. I'm going to put it above the picture. This is kind of my most favorite, most comfortable, like relaxing time of the day is when I get to decorate things. I mass make a lot of my things. Like I'll mass make a whole bunch of these in the tea stain paper. And then, you know, when I'm tired of fussy cutting or working on a large project, I'll stop and just create something. I just love that part of it. So it's just something I just really enjoy. So I like this piece because it doesn't have a lot of the red in it. However, I don't like the way it's torn because you can see the white. So let me just get that off. I just love the color of it. It's not real, you know, it doesn't have a lot of the red in it, a lot of the flower. I could make this thinner, which I think I'll do. I just don't want your eye to go directly to the red. So if I have a little bit of red here and there to signify the Christmas part of it, then it's great. So, and you saw this before I started it. Now you can't even tell that it wasn't really something for Christmas. Huh? So I've got this piece here, and I've got this little piece here to go at the top when you flip it down. So I'll put this here. Then we've got this red piece on the paper over here. So I think I'll put this piece. No. I think I'll put it up here. See how far up I can go. And that looks great. I'm going to commit to that. I'm still learning collage. I just started with Marguerite Miller and made my first exchange with her. It was currency was the subject. So you had to use currency from anywhere. And I've seen some of the ones that have been turned in, and oh my gosh, I can't wait till I get mine. And what you do is you, I don't know if you've heard of Marguerite Miller, but she is just a fantastic collage artist. And so these were postcards that I made, and currency was the focal point, and then you sort of, you know, collaged around that on a postcard size piece of paper or cardstock. So I really enjoyed it. After I got past my first one and my nerves settled down, because I was, you know, I don't know who it's going to, and like I said, it's an exchange, and you always, well, I know I do. I'm always concerned that, oh, are they gonna like it, or I hope they enjoy it, or whatever. So, but yeah, so I've learned a lot through Marguerite Miller, and finally I took that step, and I'm really glad that I did. So I'm going to look through my box here, because I know I have some other pieces of French script and tea stain paper and lace and you name it. So I think what I'm going to do is just to tone this down and to bring it together, because I did use the two different papers. There's green in here, and then when you open up, I've got the red, and the tag's got the red. So I think I'll put this up in here somewhere, because I want to tone that down a little bit, even though it's got the dark green there. I think that's what I'll do. So that's what I was concerned about, is, you know, lifting that up and having that there, you know, there. Or I know what I can do. I've got this piece here that I can bring together if I put it someplace around here, which I can add to that. I think that's great there. And then I'll tear this here, put this closer to here, and then I'll add that piece up there, and that will bring the two together. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that's the way I want it. Yeah. Now I've got to take this straight edge off because I just can't have a straight edge on that. So there's a piece there, and I'll put the other piece about there. Okay. Commit. Commit. Just commit. Like I go over and over and over in my head to commit to things. So, especially when I'm collaging. So, I hope this video goes well, and I hope I don't take too long of your time, and I hope you're enjoying it. I hope that you're getting some inspiration from it. I know watching YouTube and getting inspiration from others really helps me. So, and see, already I changed my mind. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this smaller piece up in here. And these are two different papers. This paper, the top paper, this paper, it's two different papers. One's embossed, one's not. One's got more red, one doesn't. And I think I'll bring this piece here so that I've got this piece here, that piece there, and I'm going to put this piece maybe here and frame that in. And I think that'll be all that we need for the inside, even though I overly decorated the other one, but I had a different base. It didn't have a direction on it, so. And I'm really trying very hard to not be such a perfectionist. After 3 years, I've decided that it's okay. I'm still an artist regardless if I'm a perfectionist. Like things a certain way or what have you. So there, that's all I'm doing is just kind of putting pieces here and there. But like I said, I thought I'd turn on the camera and just show y'all how I do things. Now, I'm not going to round off my corners on my tag because my corners are not rounded on my envelope, on my pocket. So, and these are really fun. You could either clip this into a journal, you could decorate the back and clip it into a journal, or you could put it on a journal page. For example, let me get a page. I don't have a journal up here, but I do have paper. Okay, for example, this is your journal page. You could put it on your journal page like this, for example, and flip it up. You could put it on your journal like this. And you could glue this side, and this side. You'd have it tuck here. You flip it up, and then we'll decorate that. And then you'd have your pocket here with a tag and a journal card. What else could you do with it? You could put a pad of paper here, you know, just note paper. You could put note paper here. You could do a waterfall. You could do so many things with this. Or you could do nothing. You could just leave it, you know, the way that it is, plain, which I won't do because it doesn't look right because it's just so stark white. So that's so far. And now I have to fix this. So let me get into my scraps. Pick out a piece that's gonna look good up here. I thought I had some more embossed little pieces, but I don't. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I do have some lace though that I can use for that little piece where I said that I wanted to put it. So this, I'm pretty sure this is the same, even if it's not, it looks good. So, and it fits. So we're gonna use that for up there. And then I'll take some off of this embossed and I'll put that there. So I'm going to put this here. Just peel this back. Get rid of these square edges. It's just me. You can have square edges, but this is how I like it. And see, these little pieces come in so handy. So I'm just gonna wrinkle this up a little bit. And the oils from your hands, they really do a good job on, you know, once you've got it all done like this, and then you open it up, it gives it some texture rather than just a solid flat piece. And I'll show you the difference once I get it all undone. This is not tea stain paper. This is just regular plain 20 pound, I think, 20 pound copy paper. If I'm going to collage with it, I use, you know, a very thin, just a plain copy paper. Even with my embossing, I find that the less weight of the paper, the nicer the embossing works. So now there's that. And there's that. So that's your difference. This one's a little bit more creamy because it's different paper. It's different. It's a different document. So, but it works. It works for me. So I'm going to put that here. I'll just go up over my paper a little bit. Maybe I'll put it down here. Let me try to get this out of here first. I really like that rose, so I want to keep that rose in there. And I love the music. So we're going to do this first here. Put this under here. Cut this off here. And I will, let's see, me auditioning again. Let's see. Not having the tea stain paper really is difficult. For me, it's difficult, very difficult, not having that tea stain color there. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to that. I always use, just in case you're wondering, I always use either Aleene's Tacky Glue or Fabri-Tac. I primarily use Fabri-Tac, and I always use my 50% off coupon whenever I have one. And my husband's a sweetheart. He's got the Joann's app on his phone, so when we do go to Joann's, I get a bottle and get my 50% off, and he gets a bottle and he gets his 50% off. So I get a free bottle of Fabri-Tac, and I keep it in the sugar bottle, which you can get in the, well, you can get them anywhere, but I got mine at the, I think it was Michael's, a long time ago. I've been keeping my Fabri-Tac in that for a very long time. So anyway, now you'll notice that I'm not crumpling this up, and that's okay, because it's not going, you're not going to see it when I'm done. You're not going to see the edge. So there's that. And then I really like that rose. So I'm going to do something like that. And then I saw this, and I really like that kind of burnt edge. So I think I'm going to get rid of that white as best as I can. That looks good. Just take this off. Don't want to lose too much of that. Brown. I love French documents. I don't know about you all, but the script is just so beautiful. There's a woman on Etsy. Her name is Stephanie, and she's with Monahan Papers, and I get a lot of my documents from her. My French documents. I have been for years. So anytime she's got them in, she'll shoot me a message, and if I need some more, I'll get some more, because I do put them, the originals, in journals if people ask for them. But 9 times out of 10, they're happy with the non-one, especially if it's something I'm collaging. I'm going to go ahead and commit to that piece. And you can see I'm not really putting a lot on. I will put some on sometimes and just take my silicone brush and brush it around. And I don't know if you've got a silicone brush, but if you don't, you really need one. And what a silicone brush is this, and it's used for masks, like if you're going to put a mask on your face. And I use it for everything. I use it for glue. I use it for paint and inks and you name it. And it comes clean, and I don't have to go in the kitchen to get water, which is right here off of my studio, but still, it's just a handy, handy tool. It's my favorite one in my paper toolbox. I'm going to just stick it down and take this, because it still has a little bit of that glue on it, and I'm going to wipe it off with that, and I have nothing left. It's pretty much clean. I usually just take a paper towel and get it off, but if I don't, the tacky glue peels right off, and I have a little trash right there. So we've got that piece down. And now I don't like that piece because it's just not right for me. So I did find this piece, and it has some writing on it, so I'm going to use it to go up in somewhere. Don't want to get rid of that writing. It's pretty. Let me just take a look and see. Okay, that matches good. So I'm going to do that. And sometimes I'll sew around this part, which I will do, but not on video. My sewing machine's over there, and I don't have a situation where I can set up my sewing machine so that I don't know how to do it yet. So, but I will. I'll learn. I'm learning now how to do the videos, and as soon as I get 100 subscribers, I'll be able to do lives. I do lives on one of my Facebook groups, Junkers Co-op, if anybody belongs to them. It is a fantastic group of women. There's also Fifi McLeod. Her channel is awesome. And there is Periwinkle Matilda. I just started following her. She's kind of new, and she has some really good people, good ideas, lots of inspiration. She's extremely creative, and yeah, So actually, I think I'm going to stick this over here because then I've got these two here. So I follow Rachel, Roxy Creation, and Gail Agnestelli. I'm trying to think of all the people I follow. Line Dot Arrow, Natalie. She's I'm actually going to be a designer for her. Well, I am. I'm actually designing a journal now for her, which I will be doing on my YouTube. I'll primarily be doing the whole thing from start to finish. And I'll give everybody some information as to what I'll be using, what kit I'll be using, and things like that. So I have probably about 20 different videos lined up. I've just not been feeling well, and but I am today, so I turned on the camera, and I'm glad that I did. Now just pray that I can get it to upload. So now we still have a lot of white space to cover, which is driving me crazy. So I'll take that off. I have a really, really nice piece over here that's got the dragonfly on one side, but it doesn't on the other. So that's really great. But I definitely still want to use this rose, which is nice because it will give us some color up there. And I think that's what we need. So, which do I put down first? Oh, definitely. Don't want to cover up that rose. I don't want to lose the rose. And the layering is just so much fun. I mean, when you're done, it's just crazy how pretty it is. I mean, right now it's just like you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, what are you going to do with that? But it's amazing how once you commit to it and just keep picking up your little pieces, then you've got something that's really nice at the end, in my opinion. And I don't know anything about collage. Like I said, I just started collaging in June and I fell in love with it. So I actually started doing this kind of paper art by doing ATCs, and that was a lot of fun. I've met a lot of wonderful people who I still keep in touch with. Oh, all right, let me get my rose that I'm so obsessed over and get that in there. This piece right here looks like a snowflake, so I'm definitely going to use that. But how do I want to do that? I think I'll do it over it. So I'm just going to commit to that and put it down. So I'll keep you here all night because I enjoy it. And I enjoy you being here, so thank you. And again, if you could hit the subscribe button so that I can start doing live tutorials, that would be fabulous. And I plan on doing probably at least three videos a week. So my next door neighbor, I can hear him out there singing in Italian. He's a riot. He's a police officer, and so is his wife. And they are just super, they're like my children. They really take care of us a lot. But he's over there singing away in Italian. I don't know if you can hear him. All right, I kept my rose. I do have a Christmas rose plant. It's beautiful. It's not bloomed yet. So I have a Christmas cactus. Love it. I've had it for a few years. There we go. So what would you like to see the most on my channel? Just leave a comment in the description box and I can check that out and make sure that I do those things for you. I know that a lot of you have seen my work either on Instagram, which is Cheryl Talafis, same here. But there it's Cheryl Talafis, and underneath it says shabby underscore chic underscore boutique, paper underscore boutique. So you can check out my YouTube channel. In the comments of the YouTube video, way to the right, about me, you'll find the information there as well. So you can follow me there if you want to. Where is that other little piece that I had? I don't know that I cut it off yet. No, I didn't. It's right here. It's a little snowflake. Well, it looks like one. It's not. This this particular embossing folder, it's called Vintage Wallpaper. I have no idea where you can get it. I have had it forever, and I got it at a yard sale several years ago when I was doing scrapbooks with Creative Memories. I was with them for 22 years. Yeah, 22 years. So it wasn't hard getting into this because I had all the equipment as far as, you know, cutters and things like that. So it wasn't hard at all. And I was actually bored of scrapbooking. That's why I was on YouTube. I was trying to get some new scrapbook ideas. And I came across this. The woman's name was Crafty Irina, and she was making a journal, and she happened to be making a Peter Rabbit journal. And Peter Rabbit and Beatrix Potter are I'm running out of glue here. I'm gonna have to get some and fill this. So, and you can use a glue stick. You can use any kind of glue you want. I just find that this dries really fast, and I have an inkjet printer. So if it gets wet, so if I use regular glue and it gets wet, it'll discolor the print. It will smear it. So I don't use wet glue. I do use not Mod Podge. I use Liquitex. Anytime I'm doing any kind of napkin work, I use the Liquitex matte medium. And I plan on doing that as well, because nobody loves napkins as much as I do. I think that they are so versatile. All right, and we will put this one on this side to bring it over here. I want to cover that up some. This is pretty stark. So, but I do want to lose some white. So we will do that. And then I'll put this somewhere up there. But let me get this down here first. It's actually green, and I could use the color, so I'm going to use that color piece right there. And I'm not going to cover up the whole thing because you really don't have to. You could use your chalks, or you could put a picture there. I'll actually end up using likely a sentiment. I I wish you could see the embossing. I'll hold it up when I'm done. You can see the embossing in this paper. It really looks pretty. If I don't mash it all down when I'm trying to put it down. There we go. There's that. And then I need another small smidgen of a piece for up in here. Which I will bring down to about, that actually looks pretty good. Maybe I'll turn it around this way. Or put it. I got it. Okay then. Let's make sure I keep that in there. There. I've got that. And then I will put this little piece, because it's embossed and it does have a little bit of color in it. I'll put that piece right there and fill it in. And then be done with this. And you can do some inking over it. Some, script, or I like to splatter paint, which I'm not planning on doing tonight because, like I said, this was not planned. I just turned on the camera because I figured I can do one or two things. I can delete it, which I won't, or I can just put it up and hope for the best, which I think I have no problem with that. I need to get rid of this. This wing here is driving me crazy, so that's where I'm going to put this little piece right here. Jeez, come on. Really need to get some Fabri-Tac in there. There we go. That covers up that enough. That just was really bugging me. It was, my eye was being drawn to it so much. And now it's not. So we've got that. And I need one more small piece of something right or maybe I don't. Oh, I found something. It's gonna work great. Those tiny little pieces. Praise God for those. There's another one that's white, but it's embossed and it does have some color in it, which kind of matches up with that. Okay, I got it. I got it. I have it. So we're going to put this here. And then just have to move it down a little bit. That's the good thing too about Fabri-Tac. It's forgiving. You still have time to play with it, to move it, or to take it off if you don't like exactly, where that spot is where you put it. You still have enough time to play with it a little bit. And then, yeah, it's done. And where is that other piece, which is right here? How did I say I was going to do that? I think I said I was going to do it this way, or actually, I think I'll just put it here. Or not. I just need one little piece. Yeah, much better. There we go. Do that. And then I think we'll be done with this one. And I will just show you how to make the basic bottom. I'll show you how to make this part without decorating it. Because I'm here. And I might as well, and it only takes a second. For me, it's always the decorating part that takes the longest. But I do like to play, and it does take me a few minutes to commit to that collaging. Especially if you're going with a theme. If I'm not going with a theme, it doesn't take me so much longer. But because I'm going with Christmas, I just want to have, the Christmas colors and things in there. So yeah, so we've got this. You open it up. It's got some of those colors that we have here going on. And in the dress. And all the print is going the right way. Down here you really can't tell because we've got the picture there. So you can't tell at all. And I will likely add lace to this, and I'm definitely going to sew around this flap just to give it, a little bit of something. But for now, I am going to just cut off my little edge there. And I think I have some down here. Never worry about where you put your pieces or if they're going to hang off, because that can always be just taken off with your scissors when you're done with your collage work. I'm by no means an expert, but following Rachel and now Marguerite Miller with the collaging, I'm finding that I'm not auditioning so much as I'm just committing, finally. And I just love collage. It's crazy. Never thought I'd do it. I never thought that I'd like it, but I really do. So there is our piece. And I am going to take and put, there's some white down here that's bothering me. So we will take, let's see. I'll take a little piece of this here. But as you can see, it's full, but I've got this, just this here, right here. This isn't bothering me because the tag's gonna cover that. But this piece down here, there's nothing there. And that just doesn't look good. And I've got this piece here, and this piece, and then this third piece, which is great. I've got a little piece up here, so I'm gonna put a little piece down here. This isn't embossed, and that's why I'm crinkling it up, but it did look like this at one point. And that's just printed on tea stain paper. That's why it looks like that. And like I said, you could wet these and just put them on your desk overnight, and then in the morning come back and just like kind of pull it apart, and you've got, a nice piece. You don't need an embossing machine. I didn't have a Cricut for a long time, and then when I did, it was pretty much for cutting things, not so much for embossing, and now I do more embossing than I do cutting. I use magazines a lot. I use book pages a lot. I've collected so many books, it's ridiculous, so I'm using them. And both my husband and I had a lot of our college books. My husband got his master's degree when he was 60, which was 9 years ago, and he still had all his books, and I'm using them because nobody wants them, and they're outdated, and why fill the landfill? So, and like I said, I love making paper. I have a piece right here somewhere. I could show you, but I wasn't planning on it, so I don't have it out of its box. So I'm just going to commit to this piece. And I want primarily the greens. I love pastels. I love pinks, blues, yellows. I love creams. And you know, pretty much all the whites I like. I'm gonna stick that right down in there so that when it folds, okay, got it. We're all set. I'm gonna take that tag out just so that I don't stick it in there. And I'll be working on that as well. When you see it the next time I video, it won't look like that. I'll definitely put it, I'll show it in my next video before I get started on whatever it is that I video, which likely is going to be this. And all it is a wallet. And it's got an attached notebook here. And it's got a pad of paper here. And it's got a pocket here. And it's inside. It's got a place for your receipts when you go shopping, or even if you leave it on your counter, if you don't do shopping outside of the home. It's got plenty of space for receipts, and it's got a covered paper clip, and that's covered on both sides, and that fits right in your pocket here. And then on the other side, we have yet another pocket, and we have, let's see, a space down here, and I'll probably do this video tomorrow. You'll see it. We have another spot down here, another pocket, another paper clip. We have a paper clip over here, and we have a tuck spot right here for more receipts. And then I thought in here people could put their list for food, grandchildren's wish list, children's wish list. In the middle, there is yet another pocket where you could keep pretty much anything, money even. And all this is newspaper covered with, it's newspaper covered with wrapping paper from the Dollar Tree. That's all that is. And then embellished. And this is held down by that little tag. So nothing can fall out of it. So I'm going to be making that tomorrow. And before I do that, I will show you what I ended up doing with that tag. And I just lost my piece of paper. And it's right here. And I'm going to stick that down. And then I'm going to show you real quick how to make one of these, and then I'll be done. So that's just an example of what I'll be doing tomorrow, and it's you can look at it. I have a very short video of what it looks like on my channel. Just look for that video. I think it's called A Wallet with Pockets or something like that. I can't remember what I named the video, but it's just a very small snippet of it. And like I said, I'll be making that tomorrow. And I will upload it on, I'll upload it tomorrow, but likely you won't see it until Tuesday. So, unless I have 100 subscribers by the time tomorrow rolls around, and then I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit so that when you open this, you won't see any of that white because the tag will be in there. And the tag definitely comes up high enough so that you will have no white. And that's it. That's how you make that. And I'm not going to decorate the back like I did with the other one, as you can see in this picture, because this is going to be in for a floating pocket. And this one I'm going to glue in, and the back will be a tuck spot. So that's it. That's how I end up with that. And how I do that is, let me just pick up these scraps and stick them back in my little treasure box here. And just move that out of the way. I'll fix it later. I will not throw those away yet because I still have that tag to make. So I won't throw that away. And let me get a piece of tea stained paper so I can show you real quick how that's made. And let's see, let's grab one real quick. I hope I'm in frame anyway. So all you do to make that is you take your paper, you're going to fold it in half, but you're going to leave a little lip so that you can glue it shut. So we're just going to do that there. Before I glue that shut, I'm going to fold this up like this. So you folded your paper the long way, the 11, 8.5 by 11. So you folded the 11 in half, not the 8.5 in half. That will give you the smaller one if you do it that way, which is fine. You could do it either way. And both ways are going to fit in your journals. So they make good gifts too, just even sending something like that. So you'll fold that up, make sure that it's straight, and it's about an inch. And all I'm going to do before I do any gluing or anything, I don't want a lot of bulk in there. I want it to lay nice and flat. So I'm just going to cut that line that I just folded on the bottom just to the fold line. So I'm going to take that off like so. And then I'm going to just nip off my corners that way. Turn it over. And cut it that way. Okay? And then all you're going to do is, remember we didn't fold all the way to here. We don't want to do that. So you're going to fold this over like this. That closes up your envelope. Then you open it back up again, like that. Now before you do any gluing, you're going to fold this up to see where you want it, you know, and that depends totally on you. So, let's see. I'm sorry, no, that's wrong. You don't fold it in half. You fold the top down. Sorry about that. I've only made 100 of these. I don't know why I just blanked like that. So you just fold that down for however long you want your top. And I like it long. Well, I like them both ways, but. So you just fold it wherever you want. You don't have to, there's no rhyme or reason to have it this length or that length. It doesn't matter. It's just an envelope. So I've got that done. I'm going to open that back up again. I'm actually going to use my bone folder because I'm having trouble seeing that line. And I want a nice crisp fold. And you want to just, you know, make sure it's square. And the way you can do that is to make sure that both of your lines are lined up against your paper. Like that. And then the way I do it, I do it so that if you can see, it's not square to the paper. It's got this little like line in it. So it kind of frames it. Same thing with this one. This one I think you might be able to see better. You've got this and this. So all I do for that is open it back up. Open the whole thing up now because you can see your lines and everything's ready for you to cut. So what I do is, this is going to be my fold. I am going to take off this part here to that line. Just to there. And I'm going to take this whole piece off. But don't throw this away because you're going to probably use it at some point. It's a pretty piece. And I use cold tea. I use Lipton iced tea cold brew when I do my, and that's that little piece that we're going to glue there. So we want to just, that's where our fold is going to be. I'm just going to cut this a little bit because when I folded it down, you have to leave an edge so it folds down nice and neat and it doesn't crumple. And I actually forgot, no I didn't. I was going to say I forgot to put my notch, but I didn't. I must have done it before I turned on my camera. So there you go. There's that fold, so I'm going to take that off. We're not going to glue that. All right, so now we can glue it together. And all we do is glue that tiny little piece that we folded. Oops, sorry. I almost folded I almost glued the inside when you have to glue the outside of this piece of paper. And I just cut this at a little bit of an angle so that you can get in and out of it and it won't bend or look bad. I'm really sorry about running out of glue. I should have filled this, but then again, like I said, I didn't even know I was going to turn on the camera, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to turn on the camera. I'm going to stop being so shy. There we go. Such a beautiful night. I can't believe I still have my window open. And you are going to bring this over to where it was folded. And there you go. Just make sure you have a nice, you know, it's right along that edge. And you won't even be able to see it once you get it done. And here is where we are taking that angle. Now, when I cut it, it didn't match up perfectly, and I wanted to. So, and that's where we're going to close that up like that and glue it. I am down to my bare minimum in this sugar bottle. So I will fill it as soon as I turn off this camera. And I'll also remember to keep it upside down. This is it for the gluing anyway. really hope that I have been in frame this whole time. I never even looked, and I didn't even look at the time when I started. I'm gonna have to get myself a little clock of some sort. And if you want to round the corners to this, by all means, you can round the corners. I haven't, because like I said, it's just my preference. I just decided that I'm not going to round the corners on this particular one because of the style, you know, that it is. And it doesn't have to be paper clipped down either, because as you can see here, I put a little bead there so it stays closed. And I have fabric here, and I put like a little piece of, you know, fabric in there that I tore just because I had fabric here, and I just wanted it to be, you know, to have this little bit of fabric on the hinge, which you don't need, it's just decoration. So that's it. That's all you do. And then you want to cut this at an angle. And what I do is I take my ruler and I take my knife, because I told you in the beginning, I can't cut. So, and it doesn't bother my glass mat at all. So I go to the corner. I start where that pocket is, right there. I go to the corner of this. Just move it a little bit because I don't want it to be, you know, way over here. So I just want it to be about 1/8 of an inch maybe. I don't measure, so I just eyeball it. But I'll show you the strip when I'm done. So then I just take it and I go carefully, because the tea stain paper, for some reason, with your blade, I just kind of go back and forth, and then I'll take the scissors to it if I have to. Then I'll come over here and I'll do the same thing. I'm just taking off enough so that there's a difference when you close it. It's not square to the, it's not square to that. Now I'll take my scissors, because it's just about off, and I'll cut that line, and I'll cut that line. I just did it wrong. I went the wrong way, but that's okay, because all I have to do now is go this way. I'm sorry, I did it the wrong way. I should have gone that way. See, so that when you fold it, it's got it like that, not like this. So I'm just gonna take that small piece off. Anything can be fixed, and there you go. And it's still not right for me, so I'm going to fix that up. And you want to take off just a tiny, tiny bit until you have it the way you want it. Don't just be like, okay, that's not right, it's got to be right. Just keep taking off tiniest of a smidge until you see that, okay, that's great, I like it like that. Okay, now this is much longer and this is much shorter, so I'm going to be decorating that top not as much as I decorated this top, or that I decorated this top. They're all different. This one's long and it's got a long top. It's actually more narrow as well. This one is pretty much the same in width, but I came down much farther with that. Now, that's all you do. That's it. That's how you make your base. And you can make a whole bunch of these and put them aside. And then when you need one, you have it ready. And to make your notch, you want to make sure you're in the middle. Take it up. This is a round punch that I'm using. I'm eyeballing it, which I don't like to do typically because I sometimes don't have it centered right, and then that will bug me. So I only took it to halfway. I didn't take it all the way, so it's not going to make a circle. It's just going to make a notch. And there you go. That's it. And now you've got a nice long tag you can put in there. And I typically will put a journal card and a tag. So this will get a tag like this. And actually this will likely be the journal card, and I will put a tag in there as well. Not this long, obviously, because it won't close, but you've got room for the tag and your journal card. And that will be back with tea stain paper. And that, my friends, is all I will be doing for tonight. Stay tuned. I am going to make our wallet that I told you about. That is newspaper and wrapping paper, and then just embellished. That's it. That's all that is. So if you want to have some newspaper and you want to have some wrapping paper on hand, you can follow along with me, because that's all you'll need. Other than your embellishing, which we likely we'll probably do that as well. We'll embellish it. I'll show you how things work, how I keep this from closing, and how I make this little pouch. I'll show you that as well. So again, I hope y'all have a good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you could give me a subscribe and a like or a thumbs up, I would truly appreciate that very, very much, more than you will know. And like I said, tonight was not planned. It was just something that happened, and I'm sure it did. So good night, everybody, and have a really, really nice Monday. Bye-bye.